the same page here.
Also, this was really good work with not a lot of units, by the way. I'm really proud of everybody here. That was outstanding that we got both of these guys. I mean, I know one was down, but still, I've seen crazier things and crazier shit happen when people get away. So,
definitely good shit.
and it didn't escalate further. Nobody. I'm honestly, the thing I'm most proud of is we didn't start mag dumping that place when they shot her. Because I get it. You see a hostage get shot down, you want to start shooting if they're in sight, but look, I'm not saying anyone deserves to get shot, but if you're going to swing a wrench at somebody with a gun, it's usually how that goes.
Okay. Maple, what was the report number for that hot gun?
The hot gun report is 5768.
Okay, I just wanted to have that up. Okay, so the deal is right now, 100%, both individuals are getting 2 times unlawful. Who the fuck is calling me? Hello? Who is this? Oh, let me call you back in like 10 minutes, buddy. Okay, because I'm in the middle of a big scene right now.
All right.
No, you're good. I'll call you back. Bye. Fucking, God damn it.
This is how
okay.
we do it.
So 100%, both individuals are getting 2 times unlawful imprisonment. Both of them are getting aggravated petty theft. Point blank period. Those are 100% charges.
Do either one of them have a weapons license?
She does not.
Check that.
She does not.
If they don't, they're both getting criminal use because we have a photo of them with a weapon brandished.
Well, hang on. So criminal use and the aggravated petty is going to be that'd be stacking. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't realize they overlap. I didn't know if they.
Yeah, Ivan does have a
weapons
weapons license, but I mean,
well,
he was also in possession of a weapon. He was in possession of a weapon that was not licensed to him.
Were one of them licensed to him?
He's not gonna have that anymore.
Okay.
One of them was. The other one was not.
Okay. Who was the other one? What was the other one? Come back to.
What's up, Viper? How fucked are these guys?
3235.
They're fucked.
3235.
They're fucked.
Richard, wait.
This is
okay. This is the same guy. Okay, so for a little bit of context, I called Judge Adams because there was an issue that I was running into legally where
thanks for being here. I hope everyone's having a great day.
In possession of a firearm at one point, and then he handed the gun to Ivan, who then had 2 guns, so I didn't know who to charge for possession charges, etc., etc. We are not going to charge Makoto with a possession charge because although it was in his hands at the time, that's the petty aggravated assault or whatever. The other guy had possession of it at the end when we caught him, so it's going to be safer for us to articulate that he was in possession twice.
So Ivan's getting the possession charge.
Ivan's going to get both possession charges, or so, one. Sorry, because this other one was legal, right?
This other one was legal, yeah.
So he's going to get 1 times possession charge. In the past, we have found gun. While I was talking, excuse me, I'm sorry, backing up. While I was talking to the judge said that Rami ran up to him and gave him, in quotes, hypotheticals while talking to him about what would happen if a gun was hot and had a bunch of charges on it, and if it would come back to bite him in the ass. Norman Adams told me this. So we can assume that Makoto or Ivan, one of the two, robbed the gun off of Rami, and that's why it's so hot and coming back to a scene where Rami was on the scene. However, we did not witness the robbery, and nobody said they were robbed for a gun. So therefore, we have to go through that. He's gonna have to take the hot gun charges.
He's gonna have to take the hot gun charges.
However, keep in mind, whoever's processing him, if you give him the hot gun charges and he fights it, all he has to do to get rid of the charges is say, "This is how I got the gun." So if he wants to do it themselves, it's up to him. Because
but the thing,
if a judge believes him,
it comes to
So legally and legislatively and legally speaking, if when it comes to from what I'm aware of, when it comes to a hot gun, if somebody's not in possession of a hot gun, but they can prove they were not in possession of that gun at the time the crimes relating to the gun were committed, then the charges can't be pressed on them.
The thing is,
the officer believes it, obviously.
If he tries to argue that, the gun comes back to Richard, not Rami.
Right, but okay, so that was my other part, right? I was just explaining the Rami part real quick. So the other part is this would not be the first time. Had we found this gun on Rami, this is not the first time we found Richard's gun on Rami. And I am fairly certain that I have heard and witnessed Richard aid Rami in committing crimes before. I just can't prove it.
I still
So
I still think this poor guy, unless he has something more evidentiary, he's gonna get
I
pounded
think-
even in court. I don't
I
think.
think he's got a weak case here, man.
Okay, if that's the
I
case,
agree
then
with
I say we charge
100%
him.
with what you're saying. That's probably the timeline. Of
It's
exactly what
it's the
happened. This guy
articulation
took
improvable
a white
part.
hot gun
Yeah.
off of him, but we just
Yeah.
can't prove it.
Can
So-
you, Maple? Are you able to run that for Prince to see?
I
whose prints
checked
come
already.
back
No
on it?
DNA on him.
Damn.
Son of a fucking
It was the first thing I did. Yeah.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
that would have
that would've
been
Yeah.
fantastic.
Okay.
Also, I
What's
wanna
up,
say-
Miguel? Hang on, Miguel was trying to say something. real
okay,
quick.
so see, let me bring my voice to a whisper. So the gun,
So
there
the-
was a gun found on the
The
scene
thing
that
to
has
explain,
9,
I have no
previous
problem trying to explain this to chat.
incidents on it, correct?
No,
No,
one
it's
incident,
one incident.
nine cops.
The
shot.
fact that we have no
Okay, so
evidence
there was a scene where 9
prior
cops were shot and
to
the gun was found on that scene.
the
and
casings were on that scene. yes.
Casings of okay.
of
Yeah,
Rami.
the gun that
Gun
comes
that
back
was-
to that scene came back or found on of our guys.
There is a little
Now,
bit of
This man is going to eat that charge,
Yep.
Unless
Yeah,
he can
correct.
prove he didn't possess
Yeah,
that
but the
weapon.
officers here believe that in earnest that it wasn't him. So why are we charging someone with something that we ourselves believe that he didn't do?
what was that? Sorry.
So
He's
They're just
asking if we-
asking
he's
if we
asking-
don't believe that
He committed the crime. Why would
the
we
guy
charge him
committed
with the
the crime.
crimes?
Well,
then why should we charge him with it?
we're not
So-
a judge,
It's not really
and
Let me. Oops,
our
sorry. Go
decision
ahead.
when it comes to a possession charge like this. It's not really our
Well,
call, is it?
So it is and it isn't, right? When it comes to the hot gun charges themselves, that's up to us to press those charges.
No,
We don't have to press hot gun
Man,
charges. If we
I
don't
get
feel
fucking
that
heated
either
over
they're
this
necessary
conversation
or if
all the time because people
Obviously,
come
like, there's
over
no
and they
PC
say,
behind 'em or
nope, letter of the
whatever,
law,
but, like,
you
if,
have to charge, you have to, you
if
have
we
to, you
don't
have
feel
to.
that
We
there's
don't have
enough
to.
to prove that that person was in possession
We
of
do
that
not
gun,
have
it's
to.
up to us to use our best judgment if we want to press those charges or not.
I'll
Can I
give you a
ask, who
beautiful
do
example. Do you guys remember when
sincerely believe
Contralto
was
had
the
a
one
gun
who did
planted
that
on her
in the incident with 9
by a
police
member of Chang Gang? And in character, we couldn't prove
mean,
it.
I already
I
made it
can't
clear,
say
so-
100%.
No,
but
it's
what it
just
looks
your
like.
instincts
No, there's not
explain, 'cause you
bias.
guys
There
were
there is
mentioning, guys,
reasonable
that you guys
articulation
have
to prove
seen
one way or
assist,
another.
Rami in crimes earlier. See, I believe you said his name was Chris.
Oh,
So-
Richard.
Richard, excuse me. So there's a feeling that
What a
this
shitty
Richard
name, Chris.
and Rami
What's up, Simon?
somehow are involved, and not this Ivan guy. So if there's like a scent already, why not try to talk to this guy? You know, sit him down, interrogate him, and he, may give us he may still talk, and
Yeah.
Letter of the law for CG only. Listen to me, okay? Let me explain something to everyone coming over as fucking Google experts, okay? Let me play something out for you. Let me give you a little bit of some fun context, okay? There is a reasonable level of articulation that an officer can do to conduct an investigation to prove a charge, okay? We play in a fucking video game. And in this fucking video game, we are allowed to give our choices based on what is put in front of us within reason in character. Let me explain this shit to you. Remember when Murphy Braun had a gun planted on him? He was found not guilty. Guess who did that? Me. Motherfucker, you best back up. I'm cooking right now. I'm cooking. Yes, I'm bald. I'm bald. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Letter of law for CG only is not a fucking true thing. Get that out of your head. If you believe that, it's because you only watch one group of people. Okay? Let me explain, okay? Contralto also had a gun planted on her. After talking with prosecutors and looking at all the evidence and the serial number of the gun that was planted, we were able to have reasonable articulation to prove that Contralto's statement made sense at the way that she received the firearm. Should she have gone to court? There was a reason to take her to court. There was also a reason to not take her to court. There are so many avenues that this could go. But the idea that everyone believes, police department, fucking robots, gotta charge them, gotta fucking just hit them with it all. Not true. Not fucking true. Never was, never will be. I'm gonna tell you now, the planting of the hot gun bullshit, I've been through 4 times in 4.0, and I'm gonna tell you, every time I go through it, it's a major case, and I have people that come over and tell me how to do the fucking RP. I'm gonna tell you now, I don't give a fuck what you gotta say. Sit there, chill, hang out, enjoy yourselves. If you're here to hang out and chill, appreciate you being here. If you're here to be a fucker, go be a fucker somewhere else.
We have to work on the evidence we have in front of us. The evidence we have in front of us right now is that this guy has a gun which comes back to a scene in which 9 officers were shot,
At which point
At
there's
this
no
point-
proof that he was there.
and there's no
No.
proof that he wasn't.
Exactly. So
So-
because we can't prove he was there, we need to go in there. We need to ask him
Much
under
love for
Miranda,
the CG
obviously,
community.
with the lawyer
I
present.
appreciate most of you.
Hey,
Most of you are cool. Most
okay,
of you are
perfect.
chill as fuck.
This is why you're a good.
But
cop. But like, we need to go in there, or well, Maple, because this is 95. Go in there and be like, hey, here's the deal. One of the guns that comes back, or that's on your person, comes back to X scene, has X charges and crimes on it. What do you have to say for yourself? Were you there? Were you not there? Can you prove you weren't there, etc., etc.?
The only issue I have about it, right? I'm going to ask for proof is obviously if you offer someone who's drowning a life raft, they're going to take it. So again, you know,
If I
you
I'll
open the
take
door,
him
they're
into
going to walk right out of
interrogation.
it. Why wouldn't
I'll
they?
take him into interrogation, and I could try and push him a little bit and see what he says.
So
But not give him all the details as to what
Yeah.
charges
That's
he's
162.
facing from
mean,
that
what if-
gun.
what if he says I just jacked it from a guy today?
100 same traffic.
You're all good,
That-
Loopy.
that'll be his
Listen, I'm
defense. He'll have
just
to- he'll have to
listen.
either prove it or have to
He'll
make
have
it
to
convincing
court,
enough for
though,
us to
yeah.
use discretion.
Hey,
I'm
what's
just
going on,
speaking my
folks?
mind.
This is
I've
me.
been
I'm
through
taking
this
one on
a
Mission
dozen
Row.
times, unfortunately, in
Let me ask you a
4.0,
question. Why would
where
these charges be
people.
pressed?
What I gotta
Because
talk
we
to you
do
is pretty
have
emergent, by the way.
we do have
Uh,
the PC to charge this
yeah.
person.
Okay.
This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
a revolving door
By the
that we
DOJ,
constantly
by
have in the
what
PD.
and how charges are
And
pressed.
And unfortunately,
charge
I
this
have been
person
falling
with
on
that.
the
That's
sword
But the
to.
officers here don't even believe that he was in that video, and we're gonna
you know.
charge him with something that you
Look,
guys.
Look. At the end of the day,
he did.
That's what the DOJ wants because he has to defend himself from that charge. That's
Yeah,
what-
okay.
this
At the
is-
end of the day,
I agree with you that the
Oh,
precedent
I
might
see.
not
And
be
in himself defending, he will kind of reveal the truth that he wasn't there.
that. Yeah, and we're gonna help him do that by interrogating him, give him a chance to speak
So-
on record saying it wasn't mine.
I'm
exactly.
trying
So
to
the
shut
way
up
our
right
state,
now, not challenge.
Yeah. No,
CC.
100%.
we want you to ask
appreciate you so
questions.
much
We
for
want
that.
you
I
to.
mean,
we want
I
you
can
to
show
do
you
that.
guys this real quick. Check this out.
So, in our state, legally speaking, or the way our laws work and whatnot, if somebody has a hot gun on them and we find it and they're under arrest or whatever, the burden of proof shifts to that person to prove they were not in possession of that gun at the time of the crime, right? We can all agree on that.
Yes.
At that point,
Yeah, and
it's
that's
up
the
to
DOJ.
officer discretion. It's officer discretion to push those charges. And if they do, it'll then go to, if they really don't want those charges, they
This
go to bench trial,
was
or they'll go to a court
3
case
months
to appeal
ago.
them, and they'll have
How
to
you doing,
prove in
Simon?
court, and it'll be up to a judge to decide whether or not those charges to stick.
See, and he would have the truth on his side, whether he did it or not.
Correct.
But he
Yeah, he would have to prove it. Yeah, when it comes to appeals, the burden of proof, it's the prosecution. Okay, when it comes to appeals, the prosecution has to say, here's the charges, here's what happened, here's why it happened, here's why we're charging him. And then the burden of proof shifts to the defense, which would be them, and they have to say, here's why it didn't happen, here's why we're here, here's how we are proving it didn't happen, etc., etc. So it's going to be completely on them to prove all of that. So as of right now, it'll be up to Maple to go in there,
Yes,
ask him
that's
some
what
questions,
it's
and
fine.
just
So it's,
discern if he wants to charge
called-
for the hot gun charges or to just leave it be and look into it another day or something, and go from there.
And again, the way it works that way, to help answer your question, kind of close the circle of the question, is because if we didn't do it this way,
I'm gonna be a
Rami,
minute.
like let's say we in this situation believe that it was Rami's gun taken off of him, and that's where it came
The
from.
guy
and
you
he
call
was the one
frolicking
involved.
flop? No.
Since we can
no,
no
no.
longer really prove that this person interfered in that, right, by taking the gun off him,
No, you're good.
the whole evidence and chain of custody there just goes out the window because nothing's been stolen. Those crimes that were committed with that gun can't just go up into thin air. Then nobody would get justice for being a victim, right? So we also have to make sure
The
someone
statute of
is
limitations matter
answering
with
up
hot
front.
guns.
Again,
Uh,
I guess it's kind of a lesson. Maybe this is the way the DOJ wants to see it, and this would be a better
No.
question for a judge. I can't answer for that, but maybe
the
they want to see
possession,
the fact
yes.
that,
The
someone
charges
has to have-
associated with
there
the
has to be
possession,
justice
I
for the
don't
crime
think so.
committed,
I don't remember.
and it's also a lesson to
It's
not
either yes
rob people
through
for
and through,
firearms,
or
'cause you don't know
the
where they
possession
come
of the
from.
gun,
You don't
yes,
know where
but
they are,
the
so.
What I do want to
the try-
say is that
I
if
don't-
you take a peek at the
I've never run into it. I
report
don't
that
know.
John comes back to,
Can you give
if
me
you-
the report number again? Is it 5?
I'm pretty sure. I'm
report
pretty
number
sure
57
charges
5768.
disappear, but the gun, the
5768?
possession.
Oh, okay. It says that
stays,
it's
right?
transferred to 5460 incident.
No, it's an incident report, not a report.
Oh, interesting.
5768 incident report.
Yeah,
So
can
if you
double
take a
up
look
that
at the report, Rami is already looking at a potential warrant for 9 times attempted murder of a government employee. And this happened today. So what we can say is we have a gun that comes back to this scene. We have Rami, who was held up. we have a guy who has a
the
gun
Murphy
on him that
Braun,
comes back
the
to
Murphy
scene.
Braun case. If you want to hear something fucked up, the Murphy Braun case. Murphy Braun was charged for the possession of a government-issued firearm, and he was disbarred and all that shit. On the 31st day after statute, John Paul came forward and admitted that he planted the gun and everything. And we had to drop the charge on Murphy Braun during the appeal process, but we were not allowed to charge John Paul with the possession of the gun and the kidnapping and all that, even though he admitted it because it was after 30 days. So hopefully that gives you a little bit more context, but yeah.
They robbed me. And again, it's on us here to say, well, of course, Rami's not going to tell us the truth about a white hot firearm linked to 9 cop bodies, you know? So I get that.
Also,
for argument, I get, never mind actually, because
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, for argument's sake, if this is any other person that isn't Rami, do we even have this discussion that we're having right now?
Yeah, 100%, or at least I would be.
I would.
I can't speak for other people, but I 100% would be. I've had this discussion for Rami before.
If I'll be honest, if I came across any suspect that had like 0 criminal record and I've never, come across them in my daily patrol activities or arrests, and they have a gun like this on them, that
1,000-yard fucking deer in headlights there.
Just in general, that doesn't really match up with this person's.
Tessa's situation was
fair,
different.
It's also not really
Petey
common that we
fucked up
come
on the
across
Tessa
a gun with
situation.
9 attempted murder of a cop on it, too.
Yeah, that's a pretty big incident. And I mean, look, if nothing else, right? If we don't charge this guy, and we can definitely say that we're taking that weapon. And
Have a
recovering his
burrito? What do you have on your
I
burrito?
think that further investigation, and we can. I don't know. I don't want to play the let's catch and release, push charges later game either. But in this case,
Well, here's
this
the
is
thing,
one of
right?
those situations where it might need to be.
Well, no, we can't. If we charge him for the situation in which we recovered this gun, we cannot charge anybody for this gun after the fact. We cannot come back.
Even though it's evidence to a prior crime that we have on file.
We can't charge.
Can you say that again? I didn't hear you say.
We cannot charge a possession charge.
No,
after we
possession
charge
we
guy.
couldn't. No, but we can.
No,
use
but
it
we
as
can charge
evidence
the 9
in
times
the court
attempted
case for
on
the 9
whoever
times
had
attempted.
it. Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
We can definitely use it to link and use it as part of the
Possession-
investigation.
We can use it as evidence, yes, but I'm saying we can't. Like,
Yeah,
if we
no,
want to let this
possession's out
guy
the
go
window.
tonight, we would need to let him go of everything.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, because we
We would
couldn't
need to
charge him
let
for
him go of
possession for the
everything,
same
'cause then it's
incident.
double
It'd be double
jeopardy.
jeopardy. Yeah.
So
He's
it's
still
either
he's still getting charged for the.
Oh, Johnny, I don't
petty
disagree.
robbery.
I miss the days
Yeah,
when
yeah.
people had a gun on them,
No
and it
one's
was
getting
just
charged
like,
with the
all
gun,
right,
like,
let's
it's
just
just
get the
gonna be
ball
recovered
rolling. You know what I
evidence. That's
mean?
what we would have to do if we really
But
want to err on the side of caution and investigation. But honestly, if we're going to do that, we got to commit to actually putting that work in.
Am I honest? Has anybody looked at the report if this guy reported his gun stolen?
I have a quick question.
Richard did not report his gun stolen.
He has reported his gun
Well,
stolen. He has
Richard-
reported his gun
I was
stolen.
going to say he
Richard
usually does.
Has not reported his guns. Richard's getting criminal negligent.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm
shit.
going to repeat this again. Richard has reported his gun stolen
You have
4
the
days
report?
ago. Yes.
Yeah, where's the report at?
It's going to be 6033 by Leonardo Slacks. It's one line.
Why
Oh,
didn't
shit,
he
yeah,
put
he
it in
did.
the fucking statement?
Richard Whitaker has gun stolen right next to Mosey while he was on his job. The group of folk came out with baggy jeans and jersey.
Some gangbangers took my gun. Wow, I'm really glad this has a description on here.
And we don't have a serial for it or anything.
Well, we never have serials because nobody ever marks down their own serials.
I mean,
It's actually impossible to tell it unless people give us their serial numbers before they get stolen.
That's fair.
That's what I did. My civilian gun.
Johnny, I do
But
feel
I'm
like the
gonna
days
consider
of
this,
like black and
part
white
of it.
in
I'm
terms
gonna
of
be
like
honest.
or
This
night and
guy's gonna be
day.
losing his weapons license regardless. We'll let Maple do the questioning, see what he wants to do with it. It'll be up to his discretion what he wants to charge him with.
Yeah.
Could I butt in real quick? Semi. Okay. Semi.
Just kidding.
Semi unrelated, but sort of related. Is Ishii still looking at the 2 times unlawful and the aggravated petty robbery, and that's it?
Yes, he's gonna get 2 times unlawful imprisonment, aggravated petty theft, and then that should be it because he got knocked out pretty
Petty
quick.
theft or petty robbery? Is there a difference? Or is it just...
Petty robbery.
Is
Aggravated
it
petty robbery.
aggravated petty
Okay,
robbery?
okay.
Yeah, that one.
No, that's fine. Can I get just a basic little context as to the articulation when he questions me about it?
Okay.
Yeah, him and his friend held up 2 people at the bank, robbed them, and then he got knocked out by the lady inside.
Okay, so there were 2 hostages.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
Yep.
Sorry.
he had his back. He had his back to the other hostage.
you-
He pulled out
I'm
a
also
wrench,
charging
whacked
him for the-
Then the accomplish
Am I-
his
I'm
accomplish.
charging him for shooting, right?
That's where I got kind of hung up because like he only shot the hostage because she swung on the other hostage taker with a wrench.
Okay, but he was also holding them both hostage.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
But we were also negotiating, and you know that situation escalated
She
to gunfire.
so
because of
escalated
that.
it.
She escalated, but she was also being held at gunpoint, so she was technically.
She also recklessly endangered the other hostage's life by doing that. I mean that's an issue, you know. I agree with you, Maple. I don't think that they should just be able to shoot a hostage.
I'm gonna go
not be
Ishino's
charged
charges
with it,
real quick.
I think he should be charged for shooting a hostage. Personally.
Wait, who did it?
Is that a robot I hear?
Yeah, no, Johnny.
Say hi.
Hey, brother, have you had a chance to talk to your lawyer or no?
I hate you, Flop.
Yeah, I talked with a lawyer.
Okay. Hi, Grace.
I'm here.
No, you're all good. I didn't really get a chance to have a discussion with you. We could talk.
Yeah.
They're still debriefing over there with the other individual. We can go.
Okay.
We'll
Go
go
wherever and talk.
Yeah, we'll go in here real quick.
Okay.
Why not right here?
How you been, Grace? You been good?
I've been good. Thanks. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. I'll be honest. The guy that I have is a little bit more simplified comparatively to Mr. Ivan.
Okay.
Mr. Ishii, Makoto Ishii, is looking at 2 counts of unlawful imprisonment and 1 times aggravated petty robbery. I do not have a lot of the before context, but I do have the current context. I was the last on scene. So we arrived on scene. There were photos of both of them holding guns. And my guy very clearly was holding a firearm. He was not found with the firearm. I don't know if there was a handoff or what the situation was. I'm still kind of a little in the dust about it, but there was that going on. When I saw him, we obviously had gotten the vehicle stopped. I had stayed with him. I pulled him out of the car because he fell into a pool, aided medical immediately. When he came to, searched him, no gun on him.